Sand trap bunker tips. We are going to cover some really easy ways that you can get a ball out of the sand with one of these onto the green. It is not rocket science, but it sometimes can confound and confuse and frustrate too many of you needlessly. All right, we're going to cover some very simple tips, a setup move, a swing feel, and a confidence booster that is going to transform your bunker shots, I think, for good. All right, let's get into it. All right, guys, so as I said, the bunker shot can be a bit annoying. All right, so we're going to cover these quickly, swiftly, and concisely, because I want you to apply at least one of them the next time you go out into the bunker. All right, so here we are in a bunker near a green. We haven't got a high lip or anything because I'm not talking about any minutia or trying to hit it too high. We're just going to cover some very simple lessons that if I had just 3 minutes with you out on the golf course, this is what I would tell you to get better at bunker shots, to be more consistent. Let's find out what the first one is. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It does help us grow to make this game a bit easier. And yeah, give a like if you do like it. But if you don't, let me know that too. Anyway, so the first thing we're going to cover is the grip, all right? Because what we want, too often people are trying to sort of dig in and force. We want to try and use the bounce of the sand wedge, okay? We've got the sand wedge here, all right? Got these nice new Ben Hogan equalizer wedges. This is actually a 58, and it's got a decent amount of bounce, but not too much. But what we want is to be able to utilize that. We don't want to be digging in too much. And there's a couple of ways that we can emphasize this. The first one is the grip, okay? We are going to do what's called like a butterfly grip. And actually one of my students, online students, talked about this, and it really did help him. And it reminded me to think about sharing it with you guys. Basically, the butterfly grip is turning your hands a little bit more into a flutterby this way, okay? What that's going to do is allow the club to sort of pass the hands a little bit easier. Instead of being so restrictive and kind of digging down, it's just going to be a bit easier for the wrist to flow a little bit like this, so the club can pass the hands without trying to help it up. It's like a bit easier to feel the weight of the club, to have the control, because we want to accelerate, okay? Acceleration is the key to every single bunker shot. No matter the distance, you have to accelerate, but that comes with confidence as well. And the changing the grip, so you can practice it by just holding the hands at the side here, all right? And link your thumbs over and just sort of form a butterfly. Then take the club and sort of mimic that movement. So the left hand's going to be a bit stronger. You're going to see a few more knuckles. The right hand's going to be a bit, well, weaker in essence, because it's coming over a little bit more. Just play around with that, see how that feels, okay? That's going to give you a wonderful, perhaps very different feeling to what you're used to, but it's very valuable. So try that, because it's going to give you that confidence to strike the sand through, okay? Let's go on to the next one. Okay, the next one is about setup. Too often, we will have the ball way too far back, trying to dig down in that sense. We're sort of digging down into the sand. We want to be taking a shallow divot, okay, in the sand. We want to be collecting the sand and throwing it forward. And the way we can do that is actually having the ball further forward in the stance, right opposite the left foot here, okay? And I've got this to sort of signify a line. Hopefully I'm pretty straight to you guys there, but we want to be pretty far forward. You can even play with it a little bit further forward, okay? But the idea is, with that grip, now the hands are going to be a little bit further behind us here, okay? We've got the weight, at least 70%, I would say, on the lead side here, okay? But with the ball forward, we are not going to be sort of digging this way because it's going to feel weird. So we've got more weight forward, but we've got the ball forward as well, which encourages the hands to sit back just a little bit. I know I'm digging into the sand quite a bit here to improve the lie, but anyway. So do that little checkpoint and try it. You know, even hit some shots where you've got the ball a little bit further back in the stance, where it's over your right chest, over the center of your shirt buttons. Okay, what result does that prove? And then a little bit further forward again, and just see what kind of strike you can get. And you might thin a couple to begin with, and if you do, the chances is you haven't got enough weight on the front side, and you're perhaps decelerating and kind of lifting it up, trying to steer the ball up a little bit, and that can mess us up, right? We have to commit. So the weight is forward, the ball is forward, the butterfly grip, the hands are back, and we are committing that way, okay? That's it. Then control the sand to get out as far as you want. That's the objective, hitting the sand with force, with acceleration, but not the whole body, just allowing the hands to pass through. And we're going to get into the next part, which is the final little tweak to give you that refined control very easily. Tell me, will you apply even just one of these and come back and let us know? If you see the video and you want to apply some, let us know, and then when you come back, let us know too. Share with others whether it's worked for you and what results you have gotten from these very quick little tweaks. The feeling that we want, as we go back, we're feeling the weight of the club. We're not trying to hinge the wrist too much. It's very much about what's happening through. That's where good bunker shots come from. That's where bad bunker shots come from. So the more you practice just without balls and hitting sand, the better, okay? Because what we're going to practice now, and the feeling I want you to have, is momentum, okay? As you come through, we're actually going to feel like we're straightening this leg to clear out the way. You'll see a bunker shot where I'm doing that just a little bit, where I'm clearing out the way. But from here, it's going to look like, as I'm moving down, I'm actually sort of pushing that way towards you, and I'm popping back up. And what that's going to do is keep a very shallow arc. You see that? I'm not digging down. I'm not lifting up. I'm creating this steep, but then shallow angle of attack there. Okay? And that is really dictated by the setup, the grip, the feel, but the momentum that I'm doing by pulling this leg back around me. And the checkpoint I've got is, has my left leg more or less straightened by the time my hands are here, and on my hands is the butt of the club near my left thigh, okay? That's what we're trying to accomplish. You see that? Here. That's giving me a committed stick finish that I can rely on with authority to commit to the shot. And we can practice that with or without balls, okay? So do my little checkpoints. So I've got the ball there, the grip, okay? Weight forward, feeling the weight of the club, momentum, and then I'm pulling through, finishing this way. That's the spank. Hopefully you can hear that. That's the sensation that we want. Weight forward, hands further back, butterfly grip, hands a little bit lower if I want it to go higher, but the feeling I want is just from a halfway back is to accelerate through here, okay? Clearing out the way like that. Butt of the club into the pocket, belt buckle, core towards the target, but I haven't tried to shove it, all right? That's the key. I'm allowing the weight of the club to do the majority of the work for me, okay? So I'm just accelerating and turning back. Covered you with a bit of sand there, I think. More acceleration you want, the more sort of pop back with the hip here, and really get better at accelerating there. So there we have it. Some very quick, easy, simple tips that I hope you can apply, even just one of them. All right, we do have a full series on bunker play. It's the bunker plaster. We have short game series in the club as well. So if you do want to take your short game to the next level, that might be the place to go. But the key is to focus on one or two and commit to it. Stick with it and make it work for you, okay? Get better at hitting those grains of sand out, and your golf game is gonna be so much better because you're gonna have that reassurance that if you do go into a bunker, you're gonna be just fine, all right? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.